Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome to the daily forecast for Thursday, July 18th, 2024. I don't know if you can see that bit of orange fuzz over my shoulder, but we are joined with a very sleepy Isadora. On this day of Jupiter, this day of the hearth, we have a waxing gibbous moon. We are in Cancer season, the Celtic tree month of Holly, woodpecker season, Saturn retrograde, Neptune retrograde, and Pluto retrograde. Now, for the details of all of this, the sun is in Cancer, a cardinal water sign representing intuition. Oh, cat's on the move. Didn't like being pointed out, I guess. But the moon is in second quarter Sagittarius, mutable fire, representing optimism. Mercury is in Leo, fixed fire, representing ideals. Venus is in Leo, fixed fire, representing the need to be ardent. And Mars is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing purpose. Jupiter is in Gemini, mutable air, representing questing. Saturn is retrograding in Pisces, mutable water, meaning to redefine dreams. And Uranus is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing renovation. Neptune is retrograding in Pisces, mutable water, meaning a spiritual awakening, and Pluto is retrograding Aquarius, fixed air, meaning the need to examine intentions. And for the retrograde mantras, Saturn, reevaluate goals, reconsider commitments, reclaim your authority. Neptune retrograde, it's reimagine your dreams, reclaim your sense of mystery, and reclaim faith and magic. And for the Pluto retrograde, reclaim the ability to regenerate, reconsider what deserves your energy, and release attachments that do not serve you. And again, with the waxing gibbous moon, that means we need to be cultivating our intentions and working steadily away at them. For the Sagittarius moon, do be teaching, do philosophy, do outdoor pursuits. Don't cramp spaces, unsolicited advice, and abandoning tact. So both the Jupiter and the moon, they are poised to want to go on an adventure, whether it's journeying to a new place, exploring a new hobby, or reading a new book. Today is the day to indulge in that spirit of exploration. I know you might be thinking, well, that's a lot to expect of a Thursday. You know, we still have one more day of the working week to get through. You know, I have dinner to make. I have children to feed. I have husbands to wrangle. The flower bed should probably be weeded sometime this century. Got a lot going on, and you want me to drop everything and go on an adventure? Well, yes, sort of, kind of. It's about exploring something new, and it's about piquing your curiosity. And that doesn't necessarily even mean leaving your house or having to put on shoes or anything else like that. But it can mean that you see an intriguing podcast that you might be listening to while you prepare dinner, or you have a new book that you start eagerly reading right before bed. Anything that makes you feel excited and enthused about life and just reminds you about just all of the wonderful gifts we do have in this existence. And, really honing in and focusing on that, that is the mode of the day. Is it going there? Finally, cooperation from technology. Now, the tarot card for the day. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Its keyword are gain, riches, family matters, archives, and family abode. And when you look at what's going on, if you look past all of the scattered pentacles on top of it, you do have this sense of a family. You have, the older relative. You look what looks like, perhaps the younger couple. You see a small child clinging to the woman. You see dogs roaming around. You see, a structure, a building, a house. And it does seem all very centered on hearth and home and everything that is required to sustain its prosperity and well-being. Now, also keep in mind with Pentacles, earth element, feminine energy, receptive, material action, and a sense of completeness. This to me is really speaking out to us women about taking our roles as the proper and of its affairs, and leaning into that role and seeing that as the honor and dignity that it really is, and recognizing how much we can really contribute to the household running smoothly and the family being prosperous, and everything going the way that it should. And we shouldn't permit anyone to denigrate us, and we shouldn't permit anyone to view us as lesser, because when you think about what it means to have someone who is remembering that essentially all of our professions, it really is all about sustaining the household at the end of the day. No matter what we're doing, it is about making sure we can have the family, that we are able to pursue our lives, have our interests, and it's about having that oasis and honoring it and treating it as this wonderful thing, and to say anyone who is of the mindset that that's a lesser role or a role for someone who isn't as good as our masculine counterparts or anything else, that is just so incredibly delusional. It is so disrespectful, and I am tired of the people who slap us in the face over this. So if that resonates with you, well, let me know in the comments, and if you too have your own soapbox on that topic, I guess. Now for the Celtic triad of the day. Three blessings that do not bring on any hunger or nakedness. The blessings of their spiritual counselor, the blessings of their rightful lord, and the blessings of a poet of a hereditary art. So the blessings of a spiritual counselor, and this is of course affirming that everyone in the roles mentioned are actually performing their offices dutifully, morally, nobly. This is about people doing it right, not people doing it wrong. But to have this blessing of your spiritual counselor, that is an indication of your own spiritual health, that you are doing well, that they can see that you are walking in harmony with your purpose, that you are making the best use that you possibly can of the talents that the gods gave you, that you are taking your proper place within the greater tapestry of life. That's a beautiful sense of recognition. And then the blessings of a rightful lord. That's an indication of civic success. Now, it's very difficult for us to envision that right now, given the absolute deplorable state of our current political system. Because if you compare the source material of how it is supposed to function and what actually takes place, not only do these things not have very much in common, but you see the kind of person required for it to function properly is in very short supply. But we can look forward. We can think about what kind of society do we want to help create? How can we bring things into a balance to where uh, that actually people are conducting themselves honorably in positions of responsibility, and to where people are actually living up to good citizenship. What does that really look like, and what would it mean to have that acknowledged and recognized and being shown respect? If we can envision it, that is halfway to us figuring out pathways to begin creating it. And as I've said many times on this channel, when I talk about these things of us creating a better world, it isn't just about us making what improvements we can during our lifetime, although we can and we should and we must. But it is about having a longer view, taking that multi-generational vision and thinking about what about the children, what about the grandchildren, how are we setting them up for success in this? Are we arming them to where they're able to endure some of the hardships that, we will be experiencing over the next couple of years? Doing all of that and understanding that it's not about instantaneous right now results, and that we might have to wait until we reincarnate in the next lifetime before we really start getting the benefits of a lot of the work that we do today. But still taking on that work and not saying, oh, someone else should do it. No, there's nobility in taking that on ourselves. And then the blessings of a poet. That would be an indication of being a recognizable member of your culture and someone who's enhancing it, someone who is enriching it, someone who is, an exhibition of the beauty of what that culture has to offer. That would be essentially the meaning that I would take from this. But there are probably different ways to look at this, and I'd be very curious about your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think. Now for today's magical intention, prosperity. The color is turquoise. The plant is cumin, which is a very lovely spice. I never make tacos without it. Then animal is the cattle in general, and then crystal is the jade. Now, abundance and prosperity, this is not something that is restricted to just material goods. It incorporates that, but it's not restricted to it. It can also refer to spiritual wealth, as well as the wealth of having a close-knit family or a close-knit community, very good friends. Those are also forms of prosperity that sometimes perhaps get a little bit overlooked when we start talking about prosperity and abundance magic. So I just wanted to reawaken that to people's awareness. And for our practices on Thursdays, that's when we give attention to hearth deities. Also a good day to work on the throat chakra. And for the contemplation, what aspect of your Jupiter sign has been surprising to you? Then you might set your professional goals today. Relates to our professional realm. And then what magical housekeeping advice would you impart to someone setting up housekeeping for the first time? We are in the midst of wedding seasons, have been since June, really. And there's probably a lot of people who, if they're not getting married, they're starting out in life, they're setting up their households. And if they are, a member of our community, what advice would you give them, as far as, house protection or ways they can really make the space their own or anything? It could be absolutely anything you could think of, but what would you really want to convey to them that they might incorporate into their own homes so that they can make it, a proper oasis for themselves? And now for the journal prompt. What do you think is the best way for you to reconnect with spiritual energies at the end of the day? Because a lot of times the days they wear us down. We are not necessarily at our best at the end of the day by any stretch of the imagination. So thinking about how you can reconnect, how you can refresh yourself, how you can go into sleep in a more peaceful state, not only will that benefit you, but also if you encounter a fellow pagan who is perhaps struggling a little bit, you might have a useful suggestion to offer up to them, and passing that on. If they might use it and gain benefit from it, they might think about it and then take it another direction that benefits from it. Whatever it is, it's good and it's helpful to pass things along, because none of us have all the answers. So the best way we make progress is by comparing notes. So that's what I have for everyone today. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments section below. I'd be happy to hear from you. And yeah, come back tomorrow for the next edition. And yeah, that's it. Bye for now.